Hey everyone, it's ALJT back again with another video. As you can see, I promised in my last video, and you shall receive. Laid out in front of me are all the parts for today's build. Okay, got the GPU here, power supply, cooler, core, you got your RAM, you got your HDD, and you got your motherboard. So, like I said in my last video, I've got another build planned. Okay, and I did promise it would be in the next week. And guess what? It's the next week. And here we are. All the parts have arrived. This one just arrived today. The others came like 2 days before. And we're about to build a PC. So what I'm going to go through quickly is just I'm going to give each part a quick intro, what it is, you know, what its different specs are and whatnot. And then, you know, go out into the actual video of actually building it. If you just want to go straight to the build, you can find the timestamp here. I'll edit that in later. But yeah, so if you want to stick around and see what part is which, and see if you like them or not, that's fine. I'll quickly give you the budget of this build. This build cost me about £600. I think it's a little bit less, but nonetheless, it's for YouTube, isn't it? Okay, as you can see, this is going to be an i3 build, so we'll get started on the most needed things in the build to the most, being the core or GPU, whatever you think. So I will catch you in a minute. Like I was saying, it is the case. So you can see I've got a tempered glass side panel. I will be doing the amazing peel at the end of the video when it's all done. I've got in here, I've got 5 fans. These 3 are the same, these 2 are different. They're different because they are, don't ask, it's just the 2 spare fans that I had, you know, lying around, and then these 3 came with the case. Okay, so this case is pretty standard. It's called Ions, and then with a bunch of numbers. I'll link it in the description, obviously, because I'm not going to be naming the entire numbers because that's awful. But I'll give you the standard name was Ions, just, you know, IONZ for some weird reason. But as you can see, side, you know, glass panel, and then on the front it's like got a grill. I'll try and move this around. As you can see, it's got like a grill there, and this is what we put on everything inside. Obviously, here is the main thing I don't like about this case, is that it's got like a, you know, basically the power supply shroud is like, it's here, but it's not there. It's just nothing here but metal there, so there's no point in even having a shroud. But oh well. I've already put the IO shield from the motherboard already in there because I can, and it makes it a little bit more easier. Okay, on to the next item. Next, we have the HDD. So for this build, I've got a 2TB drive. It is a Seagate Barracuda, 72,000 RPM, so fastest one I could get. This build doesn't have an SSD because they are quite expensive. You know, I'm not really going to be paying loads of money for just a build I'm going to be putting on YouTube. Okay, so this is a 2TB HDD. Everything will be stored on here, you know, awesome sauce. We'll crack it open. Ta-da! Here we have the 2TB drive, as you can see. Very nice, pristine condition. Awesome. This will have the OS on our build, and it will also have, you know, the entire, you know, anything that's stored really. So games, files, everything will be on just this. Okay, next item. And next we have, too far, the cooler. This cooler is an up-ear cooler. It's the same type of fans that are in my PC and the 2 extra fans I put in the new PC. So we'll quickly crack this open and see what we have inside of here. You know, your brackets. You need your brackets. Also, I don't know why this patch is dark when I've got the light right here. Don't ask. The actual cooler of the cooler. In the bottom here, I've got a little bit of an instruction manual. That is a tiny instruction manual. Damn. Got the screws, or the socket things in there. Obviously, we've got the main thing. You know, the old thermal paste. I mean, I have my own, but nice gesture anyways. This is my thermal paste. This is the thermal paste that came with my cooler for my actual PC. The one that's literally here. But yeah, I had a little bit left over, so I'll probably be using both of them. But oh well, nonetheless, a nice little bit of thermal paste. Almost perfect amount, but I might use an incy bit more than that because it's not really that full. Oh well, still cool nonetheless. Nothing really else in there, just some more screws, spare screws. Yeah, they're just spare screws, they're exactly the same. You know, just how it is. So, if you take a look at this manual, so there's your motherboard, that's an AMD socket. We're looking for the Intel socket, Intel installation, if you can see that there. So, as you can see, got your steps, and the AMD one, it's not really that much steps, is it? Because AMD is weird. Oh well. So, bracket, fan and whatnot. This is a RGB cooler, but it's only red, so just R without the and the G and the B. Oh well. I do trust the company up here a lot. Like I said, this was a budget build, so I've had to go a little bit less on this. That's why this fan is so small. It's a 96mm fan. I usually go for 120mm, but still a fan nonetheless. I mean, it's only going to go on an i3, so it's not going to be the most needed, but still, 8 copper heat pipes. Still pretty good. And next we have the power supply. This box is heavy. That's a heavy power supply, not as heavy as I expected. From the company Asrock. Integrated 500 watts. 500 watt, 80 plus bronze, because you know, again, it is a budget build and all. 85% efficiency is all we need. So, you know, very nice power supply. It's going to power our PC. I think 500 watt was a little bit over of what I actually needed, but still, it's still pretty good because it might be upgraded later. You never know. We have a little manual here. It's chunkier than the other manual from the cooler. As you can see, you've got your different installations or steps or whatever. Very nice, very professional. One downside to this cooler, which I personally don't like, this may be different to anyone else, but ketchup and mustard cables. Whoa. They do have like a black cover on the main cable, but that's what you're going to be seeing, and that's horrifying. On my computer it's all black, so it's all nice and sleek, but this, ooh. But again, it's a budget build, we don't really need to care about it. So, we'll take this out. First of all, I've got the power cable, UK power cable, very nice. We have the actual PSU. Sadly it is not modular, because again, it is a budget build. A 120mm fan with a grill to stop any, you know. Let's see if you had a screw in your PC, and then that would be horrible if that went in there. A lot of cables. That is beautiful. We don't need that many, but oh well, that's why you buy a modular. Anywho, what else is in here? We have the screws that are just go into the case. So again, nothing much to do with the power supply, but still amazing nonetheless, because again, it is something that we will need in our build. Next item. This is the Asrock H310 Cm Hdv, that's a long name, motherboard. Obviously supports 9th gen Intel core because it's an Intel build. I mean, you don't want to buy an AMD motherboard for an Intel build. This cost about £60. It is a ITX motherboard. It is a little itty bitty motherboard. Little itty bitty motherboard. So, in here, we have driver disk. We don't need this. We have internet, obviously. We have the manual, again, even more chunkier. Look at that. With all the necessary things needed. Just a manual, isn't it? Here we have two SATA cables. We will be needing these, obviously. Very nice. Very nice that they've given us two, but usually they always give us two. So, very nice nonetheless. These are SATA 3 cables. Awesome. Ooh. Very nice piece of cardboard there. Just peel that back. And then obviously, the motherboard. Nothing very much else to say about this. I'll give you a quick take out the look-see. Oh, lovely ASMR by the way. Absolutely beautiful. again, like I said, it is an ITX to again save money on the budget build, but still awesome. So you got your 2 RAM slots, because we only have 1 stick of RAM, but you'll be seeing that next. Shh, shh, shh. You got your graphics card slot, and you got your CPU. So everything will be crammed in there, lovely. Again, it is an ITX, but still, it's pretty good. It's got all the necessary headers that we'll be needing for the build. So yes, we'll be pretty satisfied with this. It does come with 6 USB outputs on the back. My motherboard costs double this and only comes with 5, so awesome. Only downside to the RAM is that the RAM is only limited to 2666 megahertz. So, you know, if you're going for a really high-end one, I wouldn't really go with this motherboard, but still, pretty good motherboard nonetheless. Now, next product. Next we have the RAM. I've gone with Corsair's Vengeance LPX. Sadly not the Pro RGB one, which is the one I have, but still, again, I will remind you for the next time, it is a budget build. I have saved up so much money as I can, because I'm not made out of it, but oh well. DDR4 16GB single stick, 2400 megahertz. Awesome. So, we'll quickly take this out. There's nothing really much in a box of RAM, because it's just, you know, it's just RAM, isn't it? Yeah, get out. There we go. So, like I said, single stick, DDR4, Vengeance LPX. It's got a heatsink on it, which is very nice. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory. Just, you know, 1 stick. All we need on a 2-stick motherboard. Safety information, always needed. That's just a bunch of stuff that I will not be reading, thank you. I already know how to build a PC. Next item. Yeah, next we have the GPU. Possibly the most awesomest part of a PC. Not the most needed, but the most awesomest. As you know, gives you the graphics. So for my build, I've went for with a Radeon RX 550 4GB version. There's 2 versions of this. There's the 2GB and the 4GB. So the full name, power color called, I don't know, Red Dragon, AMD Radeon RX 550. Very, very nice. I'll take a look at the back of the box, because it comes with a bunch of snazzy stuff on the back. I will be needing all these softwares, because my graphics card and my PC is a Nvidia, and I do not know how to set up an AMD. But that's what I had with the time, with the worldwide GPU shortage due to Nvidia and AMD's, you know, new ones dropping. This is the best I had to go with. I bought this for £180 and it usually sells for about 120. Awful, but oh well. So I'll be needing all these softwares, and I will need to learn how to use them. I will be doing a video on overclocking, you know, probably on my own, because, you know, I'm not doing well on this. But nonetheless, let's open the box, see what we got inside. Wow, that's just straight to the point, isn't it? Nothing like on the top, showing you, like telling you information like the motherboard. Is just boom, there it is. There you go. Completely different unboxing to the mine. Okay. Open this up. Just a graphics card, isn't it? Single fan. Very nice. You've got your heatsink in there. Awesome sauce. Doesn't have a metal back panel, but that's completely fine. It's just I have to be careful with I touch then. Make sure I don't knock off any resistors, that would be bad. But still, very nice graphics card. This graphics card, again, it has 4GB of RAM, so you know, it's pretty good. And I've heard about this graphics card is basically the AMD counterpart to the Nvidia, what is it? The Nvidia Zotac Gaming 1650 Super, which has 2 fans instead of 1, but still the exact same amount of RAM. Awesome. We've got DVI, HDMI, and DisplayPort. so you may need an adapter or two in case you have more than one screen, like me. But nonetheless, pretty awesome graphics card. I'll be doing software things about it pretty soon when I, build it. Okay. Next in the box we have, good thing that's on the plastic side. Next in the box is a piece of black cardboard. We always need one of those in our build, don't we? We always need them. We have the manual. This manual is again chunky, but not as chunky as the motherboard manual. It is a very weird map folding one for some weird reason. I don't like that. But there you go. There's a lot of ways you should and shouldn't plug it in, apparently. Okay. There's your manual. Awesome. Put that there. And then right at the bottom, you've got the driver disk, which we will again not be using as we have internet today. Okay, that's the GPU. On to the next and last item. And next and finally, the CPU. I've gone with an i3, so Intel 9th gen Core i3 9100F. This is the same core that was going to be in the original build for my PC. I ended up going with an i5 after I realised that my graphics card didn't really pair best with an i3. There was a little bit of bottlenecking, so I went with an i5. Discrete graphics are needed, as the little disclosure down here. This is not the unlocked version, so I won't be able to do some overclocking on this. It's stuck at 3.6, 3.7, tell me. 3.6, there it is. Can't really see it because of the light there, for some reason. It says 3.6 above there. Again, ALJT says it right there. So this is the, CPU that we're going with. The central processing unit. We'll open this up and see what we got inside. Another manual. This is not the chunkiest, the motherboard is the chunkiest, but it's still a open up manual like that, which I like. Would come with a sticker on the back, but I've already put it on the case, which you may have noticed. So yeah, little manual. Here though, in this piece of cardboard, again we love cardboard in our PC builds. Everyone baffles about RGB. Nah, cardboard is where it is at. Here's the core itself. It's very flimsy, plastic packaging. I bought originally this core for £65. This core now is priced at £111. Again, new products getting released isn't good for the older products. And then the rest of this plastic is just the stock cooler, which I had to buy in, the cooler which I've just shown, as this one isn't really the best. And it doesn't really look the best either. It's not really the snazziest of coolers, is it? It's just a little fan there, and then, it's plastic. It does come with thermal paste already put on the back, a nice dollop of it and all. That actually does look like a nice, perfect coating of thermal paste, but again, we will not be needing this as we've already bought one. Okay? So, that's all the parts. Get ready for the build. Hello, we are back in a different camera angle. As you can tell, I just hit the motherboard. Oh well. Okay, so to start, we need to start on the motherboard. So we have the core, the RAM, and the thermal paste. And over here, hidden out of sight, is the cooler. And also the manual for the cooler, because I don't know how it works. Oh well. Okay, so to start with the motherboard, we're going to knock over the CPU there, that's fine. Open this retention pin, pull that back, very nice, showing all the pins on the motherboard. Do not touch the pins. If you bend them, that is a very bad idea. So, being extra careful with the CPU, open it up, very nice. These two ridges here, take it out, and you'll see on the CPU there is a tiny arrow right there. Tiny incy wincy arrow. And on all, well, all to most motherboards, there's a tiny arrow right down there. You can't really see it. There's a tiny little arrow down there. So what you do is with your core, line it up with that arrow, let it go, give it a little bit of a wiggle, left or right, make sure it's in there. Do not ever push down. The worst thing you can do is push down. A little bit of a wiggle, make sure it's in there. When you're ready, close the top, push down the retention arm. This top thing will pop off, but you know, in case you're scared, take it off yourself. Push down, make sure it's firmly in place. As you can see, we have the CPU perfectly in there. What I did is I cut the video because it gave me a little bit of a fright as this popped off, because it clicked way too much than it should have, but it's perfectly fine. If it does scare you, take the retention arm back, take it back, make sure none of the pins are bent, put it back down, you'll be good to go. Okay? So as you can see, perfectly in there. Awesome. So next we're going to get our thermal paste. Or, if you like, you can go to the even better part and put in the RAM, which is what we're going to do because it's fun. Here we have the RAM. As you can see, you got the two slits here. What you want to do is, you can see there's a tiny groove there on each slit there. You want to bring these two back if you've got two, but I only have one, so that can go forward. Line up that slit. Line it up with the two things at the top that blow. There we are. Everything's lined up. With a firm push down, you want 2 clicks on either side. There you go. It's all in. And this like lever thing back here should go straight forward and snap into place, securing the RAM in place. So that's the RAM in place. Awesome. Now the cooler. So here we have the packaging for the thermal paste. I've already taken the top off. There it is there. And we're just going to put a nice amount on top of the CPU, making sure to get a nice even spread. So you don't want to put it all on one place. It would be bad for cooling. You don't ever want to use too much either, as you know, it'll leak out everywhere. So what I like to do is put a nice amount and kind of push it in. Sure to get everywhere, making sure to see what your coat kind of look like before you're done, because you never know, as you put the cooler on you may need more and you may need less. I just like to push it down a bit like butter, I guess. Just really put it on there, maybe a little bit more. What you don't want to do is make it run over the sides. Hit the green PCB, which will be bad. So there you see, got it nicely on there. Don't really need this. I had my thermal paste here just in case, but I guess we didn't need it. Okay, now onto the big fan, which is going to be fun to mount there. As you can see, I have put the entire cooler on, so the bracket and everything has now been fitted on there. Everything is firmly stable on there, which is awesome. I can pick it up by the cooler. You shouldn't, but oh well. This was a very big anxiety test, as these are very firm, and these are so firm that it gives you so much anxiety as you put that, you know, as you have the thoughts run through your mind of cracking the chip. Oh, and yes, I did take one of the RAM sticks off just to make sure it would fit, but it doesn't matter because I can put it back, which I shall do now. Come on there, come on there, make sure the wire's out the way, and firmly click, click, and it's on. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, on to the next step. Okay, with that finally out the way, we can get to inserting the power supply, which I will be doing. No. As you can see, got my power supply here. What we don't want is this side of the PC. We want this side, the blank side. Well, let's open it up. We have opened up the PC. All the wires and all that stuff. Now we are going to add in our power supply. Okay, as you can see, I have all the screws in place. The PSU is tightly in place there. So now we can move this around and hopefully try and manage some of these cables, because that is a little bit hectic in there. You can see we've done a little bit of cable management, but what I'm going to do is off camera I'm going to mount the hard drive in there, because that's a little bit of a tedious process. So I will see you in a minute. As you can see, I've tried my best with the cable management and the drive is in there, but you know, like I said, a bottomless shroud thing is not the best. I should have mounted the hard drive up here, but I think it would have looked way better down here. I mean, if I didn't have it down here, all the cables would be just there, instead of just nicely packed there. Well, nicely. But again, if I had that there, it wouldn't really look the best, especially on a, you know, gaming PC. But if you want SSD later, you've got these, which is pretty cool. Okay, so now, motherboard time. Okay everyone, as you can see, it is wide open, and all the cables are wired up and ready. Okay, so now, the most important part that we've all been waiting for, the final piece to this puzzle, the graphics card. Oh yes, here we go. Was it right? Okay, so here we put them in, and push it in. There we go. It's on. There we have it. It is complete. The GPU, CPU, fans, motherboard, power supply, everything. It's ready to rock. I think we should see this baby turn on, shan't we? Power's on at the back. Button is ready to be pressed in 3, 2, 1. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful piece. I'll move you back here. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That is beautiful. That is a beautiful PC. Fans are running perfectly. Cooling is amazing in here. My hand's freezing. Wow. If that isn't beautiful, I don't know what is. I'm going to get some pictures with it and post them at the end screen. Take you up here, if I don't hit everything. Colours aren't really seeping out the top, but oh well, that's why we have a side panel. Very, very, very nice. Take a look around the front here. Very nice fans. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, as the grand finale, are you ready? The peel. Oh, it already isn't that good. The screws are in the way. No! The peel! The peel! Damn screws. There's another. Oh. There. There's my inside fingerprints there. Oh, that is awesome. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now, I can't move the camera, otherwise I'll show my face. Oh. So everyone, that's the build. I will be doing, hopefully tomorrow, a look inside and whatnot. Otherwise, not. If not, that's fine, you know. Built the PC. That's what I promised. Thank you so much for tuning in on this video. If you don't mind, please subscribe, because that there, that saddened me. But yeah, please subscribe. I mean, just the more people who I get subscribed and join the channel, it gives me more occurrences to do this. Because if I don't have many people subscribed, that's not many people tuning in, and if I can't, you know, have a benefit from these videos, I can't make more of these videos. And you know, the build here that you see costs £600, and it's not cheap at the end of the day. But I hope you enjoyed the PC build. I absolutely love it. I'll be rolling some pictures at the end in case you want to tune in and see them. Some amazing pictures, may I add. But thank you for watching. If you don't mind, like, share, and obviously subscribe. It'll help me so much in the run to make more videos like this, develop more videos like this, and it'll actually help me with finding out what ways is better. So please put in the comments down below if you like this webcam, if you like this mic, and if everything's mint. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in the next video, and then you'll hopefully see another PC build coming soon. If not, I'll try and get my best videos out to you. See you all later. Thanks for watching.